in a dilemma that I have taken the right decision or wrong decision. Anyways, I decided at that time, no, I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to join and work with this organization because it's going to decay my career. It's not exciting indeed. So I said him that I'm not going to join, and he was surprised on that there are no jobs currently available, and if you have managed to get this job and you're not ready to join it, I think you have some illusions in your mind. You think that you soon will become a deputy commissioner. I said, I don't know if I'll become a deputy commissioner or not, but I strongly believe that this is not something that I really should do. I stand not convinced. Anyways, I came back and I told my parents that this is what it is. And they said, we are fine with your decisions. We completely endorse. We really want you to take your decisions in your life. And I went back to that civil society organization that was only giving me 3,000 rupees. I continued with that organization. And since then, I'm with this development sector. I worked with few of the World Bank funded projects with the government of Sindh, some civil society organizations, and some government organizations as well as a consultant. And then I went to work with a corporate sector organization. It was a petroleum organization, oil and gas organization. I worked there for 3.5 years. Again, soon I reviewed that what I'm doing here, sitting in Juhi, the gas plant was near Juhi in Dadu. After 3.5 years, I decided, no, I shouldn't stay here more. So I decided to quit. I resigned, I went to Islamabad and worked there with an international organization for 5 years. That was kind of a very exciting experience, a honeymoon time of my career, because it gave me a lot of exposure, a lot of learning. I traveled a lot, and I have traveled in Asia, Europe, America, and Africa, and exposure actually taught me a lot more than the books. So I lived there for 5 years, and in the meantime, our country office offered me that I can be offered a position in London headquarters, because the project that I was managing was funded by the US Department of Labor, and that was quite successful despite of the situations in Pakistan, especially the security situations, and the project was being implemented in Balochistan and KP areas. So based on the successful project, and also that I was closely working with the London office, they asked me to help one of their program office in Democratic Republic of Congo to apply for the similar grants, and I worked with them. They won the grant, and then I was sent to Congo to help the country program develop implementation plan. And there in Congo, they were also interested that I should join their program in Congo, but I said, no, I cannot, because I'm happy with what I'm doing in Pakistan. I returned back. Then when I was leaving the job after 5 years, I was thinking of resigning. The London headquarters offered me to be relocated in London head office so that I can help the other countries' programs, because they were in a lot of countries. It was Save the Children UK in Pakistan at that time. Because based on my experience and the capacity I acquired on working with the US Department of Labor program, they thought that I will be in a better position to work with other countries and help them manage this program portfolios in their own countries. But I decided that I'm going back. I resigned. When I tendered my resignation, my country manager, the country director, she was a lady from UK. She called me to share with her that what it is that has compelled me to resign. I told her that it's a spiritual isolation that I'm having in Islamabad. I want to go back. And she told me, can I explain her what that spiritual isolation is? I said, it's hard to define, but I'm missing my hometown, and I really want to go back. I want to spend my time, my energies working there in Sindh. Many of my colleagues, they were of the view that there's something that I'm hiding, because it's not possible that after living 5 years in Islamabad, you feel settled. You have a lot of opportunities in front of you. And how come I can decide to go back to, live in Hyderabad? I said, yes, I have really decided to go back. Well, they thought that there is something that I'm hiding, because there was a culture that until unless you don't join a new job, you should not share with the people, because someone may spoil your new job by giving negative feedbacks to them. So anyway, when I returned back and they realized that yes, I'm back in Hyderabad, it means that whatever I was saying, yes, I meant it. When I returned, I really didn't have much in my hand in terms of career opportunities. I had just won 9 months consultancy with SIDA, the Sindh Irrigation Authority thing. So it was a 9 months consultancy, and I thought 9 months are, quite a good amount of time that I will be able to figure out what I'll be doing in Sindh for my livelihoods. I decided that I will go back and I'll work with a very small organization that I had developed years back in 1998. It was a small local NGO, and it had just a few thousand or few lakh rupees project at that time. I decided that I should work for that organization that will give me the opportunity. A, I will be in Sindh. B, I'll be working for my own people. C, I will be far more comfortable there instead of living here in Islamabad. So that was quite convincing for me, though my family initially was, my family means my wife, because my mother said that yes, you are taking the right decision, you really need to come back. But my wife was not comfortable, but I convinced her. I convinced her that we need to go back. It's all about the education of our children. And I was worried that my children are not learning Sindhi language there. But I didn't know that even in Hyderabad, the schools will not be teaching Sindhi language to them. And same is the dilemma now, that I'm struggling to teach them how to read and write Sindhi language. That's quite challenging for me. Anyways, based on those considerations, I returned back. Based on my contacts and experience in Islamabad, very soon, in not more than 10 days' time, I was successful in fostering partnership with another international organization for funding. They wanted to work in Sindh, and they fostered their partnership with the organization that I'm currently working with. And the organization didn't have any structures. No financial systems, no monitoring systems, no management systems. So it was kind of 3 people and me working on a very small assignment. But they said that we trust that if you are with this organization, you will be managing your financial resources and the program objectives quite efficiently. So they had a trust in me, they fostered the partnership, we signed the partnership. Since then, I'm working with this organization. What kind of Achievements, I was really struggling last night when Nisar Sahab told me that I need to come and share the successes that I have experienced or lodged in my life. I was finding it difficult. But I can figure out few. One, that I was able to raise a lot of resources, millions of dollars, from the international community. Those was channeled and invested in Sindh. And somehow I think I'm one of those hundreds of thousands of people who have been successful in bringing those resources from abroad in the country, and that money has directly been channelized to our communities. Secondly, many of the young professionals who graduated from the university, they joined this organization, and I had a mandate with myself and with the organization that I will help them develop their career. Many of the young people who joined this organization at that time, they didn't have any idea what kind of career is this. So I mentored them, and I worked closely with them. And I'm really happy that many of them are now very good professionals working with international organizations. Otherwise, they were looking for very petty jobs, kind of clerical jobs, teaching jobs in the government sector. But they somehow, this organization has provided them with a platform that has gone a long way in making them understand and ultimately helping them to become professionals in the development sector. I think that hundreds of professionals who joined us, they had their families. So it means that hundreds, not hundreds, but thousands of people had the opportunity to actually benefit from those resources that we generated. I mean, I'm not talking about the impact of the programs and the projects that we implemented. Of course, they have a lot of impact, and there are models that we developed. For example, one of the models that we developed, we piloted in 2012, and we piloted for a few years in few districts of Sindh province. So we started from Sangar. We experienced and implemented in Dadu, Shikarpur, Larkanu. There was how a mechanism should be devised that will become a mechanism to protect children at the district level. So we worked on an idea of a child protection unit. That child protection unit was a referral mechanism. That referral mechanism will work in a way that if there are cases on the child protection, those cases will be reported at that unit, and that unit was actually managed and by all the line departments at the district. So any case that is reported, for example, if a child has experienced or gone through abuse, there is a police case. The case was referred to police station, and the unit or the referral mechanism would follow up with the police and resolve it. So that's how it works. Eventually, this mechanism has been adopted by Government of Sindh under Sindh Child Protection Authority, and that mechanism is now going to be replicated in all the 29 districts of Sindh. That, I think, is one of the few good models that we developed through this organization, and those models have been mainstreamed into the government system. That, I believe, is a contribution to the society. Currently, I'm in Hyderabad. The experiences I have acquired over the last many years, like 25 years, more than 25 years, the exposure that I have received while working with these organizations, I think they have enhanced my capacity to analyze that what things should be like in the future. I'm in a better position. Something that my parents did for us, counseling, pursuing our career, supporting us, and now it's my job to do the same for my children. And now I realize that how difficult it is to do this job, to counsel with your own children. Because if you counsel with people who are not your children, you are your colleagues, your co-workers, it's quite an easy job. But when it comes to your children, it's quite difficult. So I have now the responsibility to do the same exercise with my children, which my parents have done with us. So I'm proud son of parents, very brilliant parents. I'm a proud brother of very strong sisters. And all this has happened because my family, who I believe that they were the education nomads, traveling from their village to the town, from town to Hyderabad, with one single agenda, that they wanted to arrange relatively a better education for their children. And they did not pursue in earning, collecting, and holding money for us, because something that they have done for us is far more sustainable than the resources they would have actually collected for us. Thank you very much.